Well, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's jump right into this because I was getting a lot of recommendations and comments towards this video right here. A lot of people do not like what's going on right now. Now, the historic library straddling Canada and the US border is currently getting some changes done to it. Now, a lot of people are considering these changes horrible. They are literally saying that Trump and the administration or whoever, is doing the work or planned it out, whoever's idea this was, it's horrible. It's a horrible strategy and you're basically ruining something great and something historic between the US and Canada, basically. Now, this is my first time hearing about this library. So I actually looked it up. Of course, we're going to do like a couple seconds of reading. It's not too much on what this library is all about. When was it started, or what it mainly represents. Right now, we don't really see too much. We see, them do a construction or something, but I don't know. This was just highly recommended. A lot of my supporters told me to react to this. Original video link will be down below in the description. I am really excited. So, this is actually called the Haskell Free Library in Opera House. The Haskell Free Library in Opera House is a historic building that famously straddles the international border between Derby Line, Vermont, USA, and I want to make sure I'm saying this right. Strandsted, Quebec, Canada. The hall typically refers to the opera house located on the second floor, which is a lavish 400 to 500 seat theater. Ooh, interesting. Can we see some pictures of this? Can we see some? Now, this is big. Now, this is really big. Okay. Now, I definitely get like the vibe, like opera house and everything when I see something like this. Yeah, 100%. If I click on it, it might show small, guys, It be doing that sometimes, when I be clicking on the pictures. I think it's because I be zooming in. When I be like zooming in and everything. But this is what it basically looks like. Maybe if we visit, we can get like a bigger look. There we go. That's basically what it looks like. It's pretty big and spacious. It says it has a lot of seats on the inside and everything. So this is something really special between US and Canada. Why in the world are we touching it if it has something to do with history? Why are we touching it if it's something so monumental, Something that's vintage. Why are we touching it?
It's not exactly the silence you'd expect at a library. This door is the newest chapter in the history of the 125-year-old building, and it's just for Canadians.
Canadian visitors, anyone who doesn't want to go through an official port of entry in the United States to use the official American door, now they're going to be able to use that one.
The Haskell Library straddles the border. In fact, this interview is in two countries.
Office in the United States, front desk up front, customers, books in Canada.
For decades, people in Stansted were allowed to walk around the building.
This is the library we seen a long time ago in one of the videos I reacted to. Yes, I remember this. It's like right in the town and everything, and I do remember this. I do remember this. This is what it looks like on the inside, huh? Okay, so now we're actually getting a glimpse of what it looks like on the inside.
In Canada.
For decades, people in Stansted were allowed to walk around the building. But last year, after the U.S. limited access, instead of going just a few meters, you'd have to drive down the street and go through a border crossing just to get in the front door. You know
what? In last video we reacted to, remember I had so many questions as to like, oh, so you could just go back and forth. You could be hopping the border just like that. Do you have to have your passport on you when you go looking for books? When you go there, this and that. I had so many questions as to like, what is the process like? Because ain't no way in the world, I don't know, maybe Canada would, but I ain't no way the U.S. is just letting people. It's something as small as a library because only the U.S. is that petty. Mind you, it's obviously people within town or close, I mean, okay, I guess. I don't know if they did this for safety or not. A lot of people said it was an inconvenience and you're ruining something great, a unity between two great countries, to share a library. Now it's just back to the same protocol that we got with the borders, the TSA, you making everything strict. People got to go through a border crossing or something like that. a security checking to go to a library. Man, I get the book online. Come on, man. You're making it too easy for me at this point. I save my gas to get the book online. Oh, I don't know. What am I driving around the corner for, bro? That's pissing me off. What am I driving around the corner for? Like, I'm sorry, workers, but if you told me that in the library, I was like, what do you mean I gotta drive around the corner? So you can't really like go around the side because we're like kind of bordered. So like you just gotta drive around and do like the border checking and security and show like your passport. I might just walk out. Especially if I've been coming there. Oh, I might just walk out.
For the U.S. limited access, instead of going just a few meters, you'd have to drive down the street and go through a border crossing just to get in the front door.
That's a
Most of the
shame.
Americans that we see coming from far, they're apologetic. They want to say they're sorry. They want to help. And sometimes you'll see a lot of anger on the Kenyan side.
As it stands now, for a Canadian to get into the library, they first have to go through this door, up 3 flights.
Wait a minute. Oh, I'm getting tongue twisters. Hold on real quick. Woosah. Ooh, my fingers look messed up too, guys. Don't mind my fingers. The US, let me see the US door.
This door is the newest chapter in the history of the 125-year-old building, and it's just for Canadians.
Just for Canadians, okay.
Canadian to get into the library, they first have to go through this door, up 3 flights of stairs,
Yeah. What if you handicapped?
through the Opera House, which is actually up on top of the library, down 3 more flights of stairs, and through the office before you actually get to the library and the books.
Are you
We've got
serious?
a lot of people with reduced mobility or just aging. So for a lot of people, that has been hard. There has been a lot of people who have not come.
The library is a heritage building, so plans for the new entrance were in the hands of the Quebec government.
We didn't have much to say about it except paying, which is close to $600,000.
Money the library has had to fundraise because there's no provincial grants available. In the past, the library has been a flashpoint for tensions between the two countries, one those here hope can be overcome.
Yes,
Man,
it's negative, but we turned it in something positive, in something that unites.
The official ribbon cutting is expected in June. The library hopes communities on both sides of the border come to the opening of a new door. Kelly Gregg, CTV News.
hope come to the opening of a new door. Wait, so does that mean? Because I see how the Canadians got to get through. I'm trying to see, like, strictly how the Americans walking through this. Don't tell me we come through the front door. You know, like I'm looking at how the Canadians, they got to walk through the back way. That's why I was like, okay, I'm not judging. I'm just saying this look crazy. Like, y'all deserve something better. Look, she took us through a whole maze, bro. I got to go all the way back here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at what she. Imagine late night. Look at when she opened the
As it
door.
stands now, for a Canadian to get into the library, they first have to go through this door,
Through this door. Wait, where is this at? What is this right here?
up
Up 3.
3 flights of
Come
stairs.
on, bro. I don't know. I feel like, coming through the front is just better. This whole crossing thing, this whole security check thing and everything is strict now. This is really affecting a lot of people. I really want to look up how do people feel about this, but I mean, we clearly see a lot of people are not happy about this. A lot of Canadians have told me, Strac, you guys are ruining the library. Why are you guys always ruining something? I'm like, me? I'm responding back like, me? What you mean, me? I didn't do nothing. I'm like, what is with this me? What is with this we? I'm not doing nothing, But I understand. And it really is a shame. But I feel like, wouldn't Canada have as much of a say so as this, as this happening? like as America did? Like, wouldn't they have just as much as a say so if it happens or not? Or like what happens within this library? And don't get me wrong, some people like this. Some people like this, you know? I'm not saying everybody just like this, but some people like this and some people think it's useless. It's pointless. Can I actually look up a poll? Can we look up historic library? How do people in Canada and the United States feel about the library straddling the US and Canada getting the new door by Trump administration? Is it gonna show me like a poll or something, or like tell me at least how people feel? um Public sentiment regarding the new Canadian entrance at the Haskell Free Library and Opera House is overwhelmingly negative among locals in both Stansted, yeah, I'm saying that right, Stansted, Quebec, and Derbyline, Vermont. Residents and officials on both sides of the border have characterized the Trump administration's decisions to close the historic front and to close the historic front entrance to Canadians. Close. That's why I was thrown off. I was like, wait. Okay, border have characterized the Trump administration. Characterized the Trump administration's decision to close the historic front entrance to Canadians as a unilateral act that undermines a century-old symbol of international friendship. It just really threw me off when they said close. Yeah, I mean, nobody's really for this. Nobody's really all in for it. You literally didn't put a split in between that international friendship, that unity, that freedom. You know, yes, we have the border, but this was something special. This was cool. You know, people within the area was going there, locals and stuff, you know, constantly, all throughout history. So what made it an issue now? Why? This wasn't going to be the new hotspot for smuggling. Why, was this changed? Why wasn't there like a poll or some type of voting system for people, to see what people really thought? Why is there always something that has to be changed? Hold on. So this was fully Trump's idea. Canada had no say-so over this? Unilateral move by the Trump administration. Canadian officials, both at the local and provincial levels, were not part of the decision and publicly condemned the change. Okay, I'm tripping because it's both the Canadian and the U.S. library. So the U.S. could do what they want in order for people to get onto their side. Bro, that's so petty. That's so petty. And you could tell me that we could just go over to Canada's side with no issues or something like that? This is like creating nothing but issues, bro. This is nothing but like an inconvenience. This is so petty. Oh my gosh. I would never ever go back to the library. That don't even make no sense. I don't even know. That doesn't make any sense, honestly. You guys let me know in the comments down below. How do you feel about this? Are you, friends, family members, your spouse, are you guys still going to this library despite the changes? And if you've gone, since the changes have happened, what is it like? Is it more packed, more crowded, considering like the whole check-in process and like everything you got to do now? Like, what is that like? How do you really do that for people in a car and then on foot? Or does everybody like how does that work? Because it's not like the border where everybody's crossing in a car. I mean, obviously. But like we got people that are locals. So like if they come in, they have to go through those extra like things. those extra steps? Or do they have to go through the whole checking process as well? I'm thinking of it as like a border or some type of some type of checking system where you got to show your passport, your ID or something. But don't tell me it's gonna get so crazy as to where they're like checking you and your vehicle and stuff. Like, are you kidding me? Please let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications on. Well, I already know how you feel about it, for real, for real. But like I said, it's not everyone. But majority of the people are not agreeing with this. Like, what is the point of this? What is the point? This is like so it's just petty, like I said. This is just pettiness, you know? Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications on, follow my Twitch, subscribe to all my other YouTube channels in the description down below. I love you all so much, and stay safe.